think on Tuesday. So this one draws a certain number of circles across the screen, and then going up and down, we had this random position of circles. Notice right now, as I copy and pasted things over from my Game Lab example, things are kind of messy. I want to show you a neat way to help you organize your code in CodePen. If you click on the JS box, that's where you put most of your code. You click on the upper right-hand corner, there's a little triangle, a little arrow thing that points down. There's tidy.js. This one, if you click that button, it helps you indent your code so it's a bit more readable and it looks a little nicer. Let's say you do lots of if statements, a lot of indenting, or a lot of functions, and you kind of lost track of that. This function, tidy.js, helps you organize. So now I clearly see inside my draw function, end of draw function, I have one loop. This is the new idea. This is called my while loop. And so far, I get 600 images being drawn to the screen. But it all happens at once, and I want to show you an idea about when to use a new variable. And this idea comes from when you have a variable, you want to keep it very focused. You want to keep it doing just one job. And at the moment, my x variable has many jobs. At the very top, I declared it, my variable x, and its goal, it should be just the one helping me repeat code. X should help me repeat code. And notice down here, I have a stopping point. X is less than 600. And then over here, x grows by 1. Those are the three pieces of your loop, of this while loop based on x, that helps me repeat these circles 600 times. And it's this line 9 and line 10, where I change the x and y positions based on my x value, that I highly recommend using a new variable for this. So let's call this the x position. Over here, we'll call it the y position. And then, since these are new jobs, for the first circle, it's creating different x positions. That's the ones that go left and right. There's this pattern there. And then this one going, that's a little bit more spread out, going up and down, that's the y position's job. So I'm declaring things, x position, let's set that equal to 0, 2. I'm declaring and initializing y position up here. It's also equal to 0. And now we can update it in a similar fashion. X position equals what you were before, plus 1. And now when I make these changes, I can isolate, kind of have a bit more control on the behavior. So let's say I run, I repeat, I should see something very similar. It's in a new pattern. So far, so good? Using new variables when you want different kinds of behavior. If you want different behavior, use a new variable for that. And then the next part is, let's try to add in something that you may be very interested in. When you click the screen, I want it to draw it all again. And here, it involves like a mouse-clicked, mouse-pressed function. So we'll go over. So I'm looking up p5js.reference. I realize this class I've shown you less of this reference website, but it's really useful. It's like your manual. It's your go-to kind of reference. We're going to go look at mouse clicked down here. Less so mouse pressed. So there's a subtle difference between these two things. Up here on my screen currently is the mouse is pressed function. Notice that it's used inside draw. And now we have something that's a little different. It behaves very similarly. You know, click the box. In this example, it shows us it toggles between behaviors. But notice how this one's used. This is the mouse clicked function. This is the mouse is pressed variable. So when I press the mouse, it turns from a circle to a square. And over here, if I press the mouse, it changes back and forth. Let's try using this one today, function mouse clicked. So I'm borrowing this code. I notice one key feature of this is it's outside the draw function, which may be really useful to us. Copy. We'll go over to my demo, paste it in. And now, instead of manipulating value, this inner part we're going to change up. So we're going to have when the mouse is clicked, when mouse is clicked, mouse is clicked, I want to double the amount of shapes being drawn to the screen. So notice now 600, this is the number that's going to be changing. When we change it to 100 and we click run, we should see a lower amount of circles being drawn to the screen. Yes? No? Maybe? I still see 600. Maybe it'll make 10. Save, run. Yeah, so now we have 10 things if we did 100 things here. So it's this kind of behavior that we want to change, and so I'm going to assign a new job, a new variable that helps me control the upper bound. Call it limit. So let's start it off at 10. And down here, each time the mouse is clicked, let's update my limit. Limit will be double than what you were before. Semicolon. Last part, we update this stopping point to be our limit. Let's click run. Let's see what happens. We start at 10, click the mouse, it draws another 10, maybe 20. Click again, it draws another bit. Clicks again, it doubles. Click one more time, it keeps going down the screen. I'll post this code into the slides, but that's what I wanted to show you today. I'm reminded as Mr. Sin comes by that